Welcome, Sparkling Ones. Thank you for being here, whether you're with us in the Zoom room or watching the replay. We're almost through month 2 of the 90-day reset. I can't even believe it. It's just moving so fast. Oh, why doesn't this ever work for me? There we go. So today we're going to be discussing daily detox rituals that help your body to eliminate waste naturally. These aren't extreme cleanses, they're just small practices that gently support your digestion, your lymphatic system, and your circulation. Many of these take less than 2 minutes, but when it's done consistently, they can make a real noticeable difference. Your lymphatic system plays a huge role in detox, but unlike the heart, it doesn't have a pump. So, lymph depends on movement, on breathing, and on muscle activity to move the fluid and the waste through the body. That's why gentle movement and practices like dry brushing can be helpful during a cleanse. One place detox begins each day is the mouth. While you sleep, your body eliminates waste through saliva, bacteria, and dead cells that collect on the tongue and in the mouth. So, two simple practices that can help remove that buildup before you swallow it again are oil pulling and tongue scraping. So, we're going to talk a little bit about those. Oil pulling is an ancient Ayurvedic practice where you swish oil in the mouth for several minutes. The oil binds with bacteria and debris in the mouth, and then it also helps to reduce plaque and improve oral hygiene. It's been said that it reduces plaque and gingivitis. Some studies suggest that it does so, and that it can reduce the plaque buildup and combat gum inflammation. After swishing, you're going to spit the oil out and rinse your mouth. It's best done before eating or drinking in the morning. So, what you would do is place a tablespoon of an edible oil like coconut, sesame seed, or sunflower in your mouth. I like adding a drop of the On Guard essential oil because it has cinnamon and clove and a lot of really great oils to help with bacteria and to help with your immune system. You're going to swish the oil between your teeth and around your mouth gently for about 10 to 20 minutes. 20 minutes when you first start is seems like a really long time. But so do it as long as you can to begin with, and then you'll find that you're able to keep it longer. And then you finish by spitting the oil in the trash, not the sink. This will definitely clog up your pipes. um, when the oil becomes thin and milky, you'll kind of get used to the feeling of what when it's time to spit it out. Then you're going to rinse your mouth with warm water and brush your teeth. It's commonly done once a day, typically in the morning on an empty stomach. And then there's tongue scraping. Tongue scraping also removes bacteria, food particles, and dead cells that accumulate overnight. That coating that you sometimes see on your tongue in the morning is waste that your body's eliminated while you slept. So removing it is going to support your oral hygiene and digestion. And have you all seen the tongue scraper? Kind of looks like in the picture, but it's just a little. I like the metal ones instead of the plastic ones that you just put it in your mouth and you scrape your tongue. Kind of weird at first, but you get used to it. And then, so the best sequence is oil pulling first, then tongue scraping. The oil pulling is going to loosen the bacteria and the debris in the mouth. The tongue scraping is going to remove what's accumulated on the tongue. And after that, you brush your teeth as usual, preferably with a non toxic toothpaste. I did a whole podcast episode on oral health. And one of the things that it mentions is the fact that a lot of the toothpaste on the market are toxic. It even puts a warning label on the toothpaste tube that says, do not swallow. And if you do, call poison control. So kind of tells me that it probably shouldn't be in our mouth. But, there we go. That's what we use for toothpaste. Okay, so now let's talk about dry brushing. Dry brushing helps to stimulate the lymphatic circulation because the lymph vessels sit just under the skin. Using a natural bristle brush helps stimulate movement of lymph fluid and increases circulation. Many people also notice smoother skin and increased energy when they do dry brushing regularly. So, have you done dry brushing before? No? Awesome. Okay, so let's go over this. We're going to quickly answer what, why, how, and when of dry brushing. In simple terms, it's a daily body massage with a dry bristle brush, similar to what you see on the screen, but it's just a bristle brush. I like to get one that you can remove the handle, so that you can handle it better, and then the handle is good for those places that you can't reach. So it's a way to stimulate all your organs for detoxification and elimination of toxins through the pores, because it provides a gentle external massage for you. So it's definitely total self-care. I'm sure you know that some of the major routes of elimination of toxins, we've talked about how it's the colon, the kidneys, the lungs, and of course, our skin. Hundreds and thousands of tiny pores and sweat glands on our skin act to detoxify and excrete toxins and waste products from the body. That's why it's a good idea to take a shower every day. No judgment if you don't, but just say it. If you're removing toxins, you probably want to wash those off of you. We need to make sure that we keep those pathways open. So, why do we dry brush? As I mentioned, it's effective at removing dead layers of the skin and other impurities. It opens your pores, it stimulates and increases blood circulation in all the underlying organs and tissues, especially those small capillaries. It revitalizes and increases the capacity of your skin to eliminate toxins, and it helps throw those toxins out of your system. Another benefit is that it may remove cellulite and prevent premature aging. We yeah, as long as we can do that, that would be awesome, as much as possible. Um, so to help with cellulite, you would need to be consistent every day for months to get rid of the fat, but most of us shower daily, right? So that shouldn't be an issue for this detox, especially using the Revitazen products. So you can also use the MetaPower blend for this. So that's going to help too with eliminating toxins out of our system and shrinking those fat cells. Dry brushing also stimulates the lymphatic system. To put it simply, the lymphatic system is part of the immune system. It keeps body fluid levels in balance and it defends the body against infections. It's also the system that stimulates the hormone and oil producing glands, keeping your skin looking young and feeling young and smooth and strong. So, dry brushing has really powerful rejuvenating influences on the nervous system because you're stimulating those nerve endings of your skin. It may also contribute to that healthier muscle tone. It can improve your overall health, preventing, as I said, premature aging because you're removing all those toxins from your skin. Your body also breathes through your skin, so it absorbs oxygen and exhales carbon dioxide that's formed in your tissues. Certain nutrients are absorbed through your skin. And of course, vitamin D is manufactured directly on the skin via sunlight. So if your pores become choked with dead cells or debris, the skin just becomes inactive. And the function of the skin becomes ineffective and impurities can remain in the body, leading to a buildup of toxic load. So, of course, we don't want that because that definitely leads to problems and disease. That's why slathering on those chemical moisturizers and deodorants, they compound that issue of we're like putting the toxins on our skin. It's a great reason why we choose to use doTERRA's personal and skincare line because they're so much cleaner to use. They don't have all those toxins and extra chemicals that we don't need on our skin. So, how do you do it? First, you need a brush. I use two different brushes. I use the one that I showed you for the body, and then I use a smaller one for the face, the neck, and the décolleté, and the girls. So your body brush should have a long handle. Better if you can remove it so that you can reach your back and those parts that are hard to get to. You're gonna brush your dry, naked body before your shower or bath so you can wash all that gunk from your skin that's removed as a result of the brushing action. I do it standing in the shower without the shower running because you want to make sure your brush is not wet so it doesn't further clog your pores. You start from your toes to your head. So you're going to be brushing like towards where your heart is. Doesn't really matter as long as you're brushing your entire body. I start at the toes and work my way up. Some people will, start at their arm. You just want to make sure that you're brushing towards your heart space. You're going to use long sweeping strokes from the ends of your toes or your fingertips, depending on where you're starting, making sure that you're getting in between your toes, working your way through your torso, sweeping up towards your heart. Don't forget, there are some areas like the back of your ankles, behind your knees, is another important place. And also your butt. You might need to lift a little to get in some places and try to use as much pressure as you can comfortably stand. At first, especially if the brush is new, it might be uncomfortable, but as it loosens up, it'll get easier. If you've never done this before, as I mentioned, the brush is going to be stiff and you just work your way up until you can get a warm, rosy glow. But you're going to use a lighter pressure on skin that's sensitive, like the back of your knees, the inside of your elbows, your armpits, places like your feet and your back. You could put a little bit more pressure. After each leg, arm, or face, you can do what we call a brush fluff. It's just the opportunity to brush off your brush to get some of the stuff that's already accumulated on the brush so you're not putting it back on your body. I usually do that after each limb before I move on to the next section. For your upper body, as I mentioned, don't forget your elbows, the back of your neck, the tops of your shoulders. One of the places that people commonly miss is the sides of their body. They'll do the tummy, they'll do the back, but they forget the sides. So we want to make sure to include that. Ideally, you want to brush once a day, preferably in the morning, because it's very invigorating and it's usually the time where people take a shower. It can take about 5 to 10 minutes. There are days when you might be in a hurry, so you're going to zip through it, and other days where you're able to take more time. You don't have to do this every day. You just have to start to reap the benefits. The important thing is to start, even if it's just once a week, because any time spent brushing is so beneficial. Some people have a weekly spa day that they do for themselves. And if that's you, then you can add that to your self-care routine. Some safety tips: you want to make sure to use a natural bristle brush. I'm going to post a link for the one that I use on the community page where I post the recording. Also want to make sure not to brush open wounds, scars or skin that's broken, I know, duh, um, or any place that might be damaged or infected, and you want to avoid any moles you might have. Also, don't share your brushes. It's kind of like a toothbrush. Each member of the household should have their own brush, but again, that's, you know, up to you. If you if you skin brush every day, you should change your brushes about every 6 months. And to help me remember when to change it out, I usually take a Sharpie and I write the date on the wood so I know when to replace it. And if you have more than one in the household, then it makes sense to write the person's name on the brush at the same time. Okay. So I bring this up because it's a lovely practice of self-care, but also because it's the perfect practice to add your Vitazen essential oil to. This is going to assist with exfoliation and stimulating circulation. For everyday brushing, just add 2 to 3 drops of the Revitazen right to your body brush. It's so concentrated, you're not going to need more than that. And then do a swipe on each major limb and then go through the brushing the way I mentioned, always from the feet upward toward the heart. It's ideal to do this, as I mentioned, before you exercise or shower. Try to get by your limbs. And so this is where you can really use the essential oils. If you're tense, a great oil to use would be Aroma Touch Massage Blend. Um, or if you have muscle aches, you can also do this with the Deep Blue essential oil. This one's going to tingle a little bit, so don't be very generous with that one. For people who suffer from cold hands and feet, Cypress would be a good one to use for skin brushing. So really, it's not just Revitazen. You can use it with just about any of the essential oils you choose. But for this purpose, for detoxing, Revitazen or the MetaPower blend would be great. For the face, I would do that 3 times a week or every other day instead of daily. And I wouldn't use any essential oils to this because after I shower, I usually use doTERRA's skincare line and do my facial stuff. So I just use that. I'll do the little brush dry. You're going to go in an upward motion, up and out, sides of your nose, under your chin, from your décolletage up to your chin. You're going to swipe several times along your limbs to stimulate them and clear any congestion that might be there. The forehead, up and out. Don't forget behind your ears. And we'll talk I think in 2 weeks, we're going to have the class on gua sha. So we'll talk more about that. But yeah, that should be fun. And so I actually alternate between using the gua sha tool and dry brushing, or I'll do the gua sha in the AM or the dry brushing in the AM and the gua sha in the PM. But we'll talk more about that after. And then after I cleanse my face, I put on my evening moisturizer. I would love to hear what y'all do for self-care. Oh, let me show you this first. So this is just a image of the directions where you would want to be brushing. So for the feet, the legs, the arms, the abdomen, circular motions, gentle pressure, then shower and rinse away the exfoliated skin once you're done. So what do you all do for self-care? Or we'll talk about it after. Let me finish. Then we could chat. So gentle lymph movement. This is another powerful detox ritual is gentle movement because lymph moves with muscle contraction and gravity changes. Simple movement helps to stimulate the lymph flow. As I mentioned, lymph is one of those things that it there is no pump to it, so it takes us to get the lymph flowing. And one of the best methods is rebounding. One of the reasons why making sure there are lymphs is flowing is because it's a component of the immune system and it transports a lot of those toxins out of the system, but we need to get it going. And where's my... Oh, there we go. Rebounding. Rebounding means lightly bouncing on a small trampoline. This is a up and down motion that helps to stimulate the lymph circulation throughout the body. The good news is you don't need long sessions. Even 1 to 5 minutes can be beneficial. And even if you don't have a rebounder, you can still stimulate lymph movement. Marching in place, bouncing on your toes, or even a short brisk walk can help. The key is that keeping a gentle rhythmic movement. Another exercise that I love, probably one of my favorites, because it's so gentle that even beginners can try, is qigong. Qigong is a traditional Chinese movement practice that combines breathing, gentle movement, and mindfulness, very similar to Tai Chi, if you know what that is. It helps to stimulate circulation, it calms the nervous system, and it supports overall energy flow. Even a few minutes of slow arm movements and breathing can help support the body during detox. And I'm going to post a beginner session of Qigong in the community with the replay so that you can try it and see how you like it. It's one of my favorite instructors. So remember, it's not about doing more. It's about keeping it simple. Don't feel like you need to do everything. Choose 1 or 2 rituals and do them consistently. That's where the real benefit is going to come from. So, which of these feels most doable for you right now? Who wants to tell me?
I really want to try the dry brushing. That to me sounds like it's going to feel so good and energized and whatnot. So I really would like to try that.
Yeah.
The movement I know I need to do more of it. I can't wait to try your little video on that. And what was the oil pulling? That one I have to get the some kind of oil because I don't have any. I only have like it's olive oil.
Could you use olive oil? Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. So I would need to get a different oil.
Yeah.
And I already do the tongue scraping, so that's good.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be that much harder to do the oil
No,
pulling.
just yeah.
How about you,
I
Liz? Do
tried
you
it.
do oil
Yeah,
pulling?
I tried it. I just didn't care for it. And then the time, for it to be effective, more time. I'm like, I don't have the time for that. So, but I do the On Guard, the mouthwash, and then I do our On Guard toothpaste. So, and my mouth is pretty healthy. So I do the tongue scraping too. So I'm okay with that.
Oh, cool.
Um, the dry brushing, I've done it a couple of times, but I'm not consistent with it. But the movement, yeah, like the trampoline, and then going and doing a little bit more research. You don't even do need a trampoline as long as you're bouncing, like you're
Yeah.
doing it yourself. That's because the lady that was doing she did she did both ways and did the study and how, which one was beneficial. And she says, even if you don't have the trampoline, just bouncing is just as good. So I was like, okay, so I just do the bouncing, to circulate the lymphatics. And then when you're sitting, taking your ankles and lifting them up and down, with your toes up and down, because that activates your calves. And they say that burns, just that little action burns more than walking like half an hour. So I'm like, oh, because
Really?
yeah. So
Thank you for
yeah.
sharing.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, so after you eat, and for us, we're like, sitting behind a computer all day, just doing that movement. Yeah, I'm like, okay, that's half hour, I say myself walking around the park, even though it's
Yeah.
nice, I still walk around the park. But yeah, but as far as maintaining that circulatory, yeah, just doing that action while you're sitting, and nobody's gonna really notice you doing it. So that works. I do that one often. So there's little tricks out there.
Yeah. Now I'm even more motivated. I was doing it. I didn't even know that it was
Yeah.
helping me. But you're right. It
So
shouldn't replace the walk.
yeah.
But yeah,
But
no, especially for people who are in the office all day sitting behind a desk. Yeah, that's
yeah.
great. Thank you
No, but
for
and
sharing
it's
that.
funny because this morning I was like browsing through my messages, and this one from Facebook with she's doing the gasha and the exercises for your face and toning the facial muscles and all that stuff. And then she's talking about the lymphatics, how to drain the lymphatics. And like when you sleep, your face is all puffy. So, how to circulate all that. And like it went perfectly with this. So,
Yeah.
and she has some before and after pictures, like when she first started, what she looked like. And now I was like, oh my God, transformation. So I'm really motivated in doing in doing that aspect of it. I'm gonna try to stick to a routine with that, see how I can get rid of these frown lines and this double chin and change some features, tighten up my skin, or my muscles, because it's actually some muscles underneath, your facial muscles that actually hold everything together. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna try some of those movements that she recommended, see how that works.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was putting the class together because I figured I'd do like the whole skincare
Yeah.
class. And yeah, I saw a video of, I think it was Dr. Berg was talking about how to get rid of the turkey neck and
Yeah.
all of that. So yeah, we'll see what we can put together and anything we can do to help.
No, and yeah, and definitely
Keep
take
nature from
before.
taking over.
Yeah. And take before and after pictures, because she's got a
Yeah.
before and after. And she does, you can see it's her, but she's totally different. I'm like, what? So before she had like a round face, now she's got it more elongated, and her cheeks are higher. So you can see it's her, but it doesn't look like her. You're like, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
gravity. Gravity
Yeah,
has taken over. Yeah, you need
yeah.
to fight back.
So.
Yep, absolutely. So, any detox rituals that you've enjoyed the most so far?
Mhm. I think you know what, the steaming, like I like getting a nice warm steamy bath, that one too.
Mm.
So
Open
I
up the
think
pores.
yeah, open up the pores, and like still not quite, I try to do the like warm because I'm not much of a hot person. So warm shower, and then I end with a cold shower. So yeah, so I'm trying to
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to get a little bit better at it. Like I was doing really good, but then during the winter time, I'm like, I'm not doing a cold shower in the winter time. So now I need to get back into it. But yeah, I find that was helpful. And then after doing it a while, you get used to it, and it is invigorating. So I'm like, okay, you feel better, and you sleep better at night too. I'm like, okay,
No, they say it's so good for you,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, I haven't
Yeah,
been able
it,
to pull that one
it's
off.
hard. Like if you're not used to it, it's hard.
This girl likes to eat. Any time of day that works best for self-care?
I think mine is like to do a really big ritual would be like a Sunday afternoon,
Mm.
or Sunday evening. Kind of like it's kind of like a down part of the day, anyways. And to kind of pamper yourself, I feel that's that's like a little good. Like I might soak my feet and, you know, do my toenails and put polish on and
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find the evenings, like before bed, nighttime, works best for me. So it's kind of like relaxing, calming, and you got time to do it. You're not in a rush to go out and do something. So evening, nighttime works better.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm a Sunday girl too. Like it's the kind of like the beginning of the week. Usually it was the time that I would get ready for the upcoming work week and so it's not like you're staying out late or doing much. You're, kind of in soon and as I'm preparing myself for the week, it was just a good time to take care of myself and do the extra stuff. Um, which practice are you most curious about trying this week? I think you said the
Mine's going to be the dry brushing.
the dry brushing.
Yeah, as soon as I get a brush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll send you
oh
information.
yeah,
Send it.
I'll do that.
The dry
I'll,
brushing.
yeah, I'll do the dry brushing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think I have to work on my tongue scraping. I don't like it. I have a really sensitive, uh,
gag.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
gag reflex is really sensitive, so it's always really hard for me to
Yeah. I don't
to
go too,
to do
too
it. But
far
yeah,
back.
yeah. But but I think that thought that I will keeps me from doing it. But yeah, I just need to stop being a baby. And what is it that helps you to stay consistent with routines, you think?
I think when when you do it and you feel really good after you do it, it kind of just says, "Oh, I want to do this again." And I think, um, like most of the stuff that you've introduced me to these past couple of months has always been that you feel so much better, so you want to keep doing it. So I think that's the important part,
Yeah,
of keeping the ritual going.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so that's
Yeah.
why we bring this out. We talk about the different things. As I mentioned, we don't have to do everything, but you pick something that you can stick to and to opportunity to continue to care for yourself. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. So just wanted to remind you, and those who are listening to the replay, that you still have time to order the Renew Bundle if you're joining us for month 3, the last month. I can't believe it's here already. But so make sure that you get that in so you can join us for next month. And thank you so much for being here, for your efforts, for how good. I'm so proud of you and all of the work that you're doing. Keep it going. We're almost there. I'll stop the recording and we could chat a little bit. Sparkle on, and don't forget to sprinkle a little sparkle everywhere you go.